Hello, my friends! Welcome back to another episode of Rise of the Ordning. As we jump on into things, a couple of quick announcements as we are getting rolling here. First of all, if you are with us on Twitch, hello, welcome. We hope you are doing well. And if you need to dip at all, this episode will be up on YouTube, usually in the weekend around Saturday. And this brings me to the other point. If you are with us on YouTube, hello, welcome. We appreciate you. And if you would like to come hang out with us on live, we live stream on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. So come hang out for that. Make sure to grab your bingo card. And just a little bit of a brief reminder and shout out. I also post a podcast about getting rolling on campaigns and how to play on my YouTube channel, and also have a couple other socials. All those links are in the description below or on my website. And yeah, okay, let's get started. So, last we left off, my friends, Thane Kylithica was slain and her conch was gathered. The combat was a bit intense as she had the ability to briefly stop time, summoned a stone golem, and stepped into a stalactite to let the golem kill you. However, you quickly destroyed it and avoid being chucked into the ominous mud below, managed to bait her out, and started to fight her. Nyx got the kill after being shoved by the Thane into the mud, her hellish rebuke bursting around her as she fell, and promptly began to be paralyzed before teleporting back up to kill her. The group luckily managed to save Nyx from the paralyzing mud. The group now has 2 of the 5 needed conches to head to the Storm Giant's court. After successfully evading the barbarian tribe and the other stone giants in Deadstone's Cleft, the group fled under the cover of night and passed without a trace, managing to shake their trail. In the early morning, as they finally found a place to rest, Ravasi dreamed of his patron again, as she forced energy upon him. However, the flute gifted to him from Kieran saved him from intensive damage. A bit more exhausted travel, and you return to your meeting place with Selixa, the very worn-out young brass dragon. You exchanged stories with her, you compiled notes, and you rested in the dilapidated hunter's cabin under the stars. And this is where we are now. You wake the next morning, fully rested, feeling stronger, and ready to continue the 2-day journey back to Tobias's tower. The birds are chirping, the embers of the fire are dying out as you huddle close to the large dragon who radiates heat, the sun shining down onto your face through the collapsed ceiling. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, DM.
Thank you.
Hello.
Uh-oh, my headphones are doing the thing again. That was not good. I'm apologizing in advance if I have sound issues tonight. My headphones have been disconnecting and reconnecting, so let's just hope that there's not more issues. Okay. But okay, that was the 3rd time it's done it. Oh dear.
I believe.
Oh.
Okay, let's give it a sec.
I believe.
The worst part is that, like, I don't have backup headphones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cece, does your normal barking work for other electronics aside from the internet?
I don't know if it works on wiring, but I can try.
Through the power of Christ, anything's possible.
I just readjusted the cord plugged in, so hopefully that helps a little bit. Okay.
It should.
Thank you, Cece. Okay, hopefully we have sound issues figured out, but if you get a secondary, like, echo through my mic, I apologize. Because the issue is that when it, like, disconnects and clips out, it's clipping through my, like, monitors. So, anyway, as I said, you wake up in the morning, you have a couple days back to travel to Tobias's tower. Is there anything you wish to do as you rise? Nobody is no longer exhausted and you're all feeling good.
Oh, I'm no longer sweet. Remove
You
that
love to see
exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Because we've had a second night of sleep, I see.
Yes, and this one was a full night of sleep in actually a safe area.
I
Damn,
don't
we get second sleep?
laugh.
We got second sleep. But what about third sleep?
Yeah, what about third sleep?
And 11sies.
Sometimes you just need third sleep. Okay, everybody's getting on the road. Is there anything specific you wish to do?
Not necessarily. I mean, obviously, Komori wants to try and take stock of things before we head out of stuff we might need.
I mean, you're not even back to Tobias's tower, but sure.
Just in case
And
of
the-
things we might need.
Okay. You're starting to...
I
mean, for the sake of things, you guys have been traveling for... Hold on, I can actually tell you, but a couple of months at this point. You've restocked several times, but I would say you are running pretty low.
Yeah.
It's been, like, the last time you restocked fully was Fire Shear, and that was at least a month ago.
Oh.
Oof.
So... Yeah,
Well,
you're looking pretty rough.
Good news is, if we go down to Naso, we can get stuff for cheaper than most other places.
Wait, seriously?
Well, yeah, I'm technically part of the guild, so... I mean,
I forget about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good bit of gold, sure, but I mean, if you're an actual successful adventurer, then, I mean, the amenities are worth it, I'd say.
I was also going to ask if there was... have we... actually managed... Have we, fully gone through, all of our loot stuff that we have?
So as far as I'm aware, when you guys left for the Stone Giant Stronghold, you kind of compiled a list of the random ass loot that you wanted to sell, and you gave it to Tobias, and Tobias was going to sell it for you, and he did.
Okay.
Which
that was all the stuff that Cece put in, and then the gold flute, right? All of that stuff got sold?
Correct. So
Yes,
if there's
perfect.
anything else that you would like to sell, we can definitely do that when you hit the city.
I just want you to double check that was all.
Yeah,
T,
that was
I,
the
and dotted,
money
and
that I
yada, yada, yada.
preemptively sent you and told you to split up,
Perfect.
but you guys will get it shortly. So
Oh, thank you, DM.
Perfect.
Does
Or-
anybody... Oops, sorry.
No,
Does it-
that's it. I just wanted to double check that.
Gotcha. Speaking of double checking, because we might be able to sell these in Naso if we want. Does anybody have the +2 half plate, and does anybody have the scale mail adamantine?
We
I'm
I'm wearing the half plate.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Nyx is wearing the half plate, and we already sold the adamantine scale mail.
Oh yes, yeah. I was overlooking that. Whoopsies.
Do you have that in your inventory,
Yippee!
Shorty?
The half plate?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm wearing it.
Cool. Then I am taking it out of the party inventory, so I don't keep looking at it going, how do I think with that? I don't remember shit.
Beautiful.
That's
okay. Alrighty, so with that, you guys travel for a couple of days. With Selix as your guide, you make the couple-day journey back, and just in time. Just as the month is turning, so does the weather. The last few hours are met with very thick snowflakes with freezing winds that pick up as the evening draws close. You make it back to the valley of Tobias' tower just in time, which seems to be protected by the mountains or some sort of magic, you're unsure. And it only has a bit of snowfall and very pleasant winds. Your lone to airship and the familiar tower greet you as you trudge through the dwindling snow to the safety of the valley. As you pass through the large double doors of the tower, Yawa cheerfully says hello, informing you that she will have dinner ready shortly. The circular chamber, now familiar, is very cozy, with a fireplace roaring and a pot of hot tea on the bar. The floor-to-ceiling windows are displaying the very snow-covered valley. A pouch of gold sits on the table with an itemized receipt and a script you do not recognize, telling you how much each item sold for, with a small note from Tobias. Selixa transforms into her teenage human form to walk through the door and promptly goes up and curls up on the rug in front of the fireplace like a cat.
I will make sure that the unseen servant makes Selixa her favorite food to be ready for her when she wakes up.
Perfect. The evening is yours. It is evening. Your clothes are wet and covered in snow. You can pass them off very quickly to some of the unseen servants to get laundered. There's the amazing hot springs down below if you would like some baths.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Zyra's
the
going
bath.
taking a bath.
Yep. So we just smash cut through this as the group passes off their cold wraps, goes on, takes baths, splits up some gold, and kind of just takes a second to decompress. Dinner is served in about an hour and a half after you guys had a chance to bathe and warm up. A very, very thick, meaty red meat stew, lots of good rolls and hard cheeses, and just delicious food. Tobias comes down and eats with you for a bit. For those who haven't interacted with him much, he's very awkward. He but super intelligent, and he devolves a little bit into things that you can't quite understand in your knowledge of the Arcana. And then, cuts off mid-sentence, and you can watch as his brain jumps, 3 steps to the next thing. So, but he does tell you, and he, goes to Zyra, I did manage to run through the Wyvern Wings Adventuring Guild and sold all of your items as you asked. They do miss you, so I'm not sure where you're going next, but it might be a good idea to stop by and check in with them. And I know you have all been wandering through the wilderness for a while, so might be good to go see some civilization.
Absolutely. I was just talking because we need to restock, and I know we can probably get a better deal down there. Do you have a teleportation circle down there? I forget.
Yes, indeed.
Beautiful.
I do. You're welcome to go there this evening. I'm sure they would have a room for you, but if you would like to sleep here in your rooms and head there in the morning, I can let them know so they can save some rooms for you in the inn.
Sorry, you first.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Do you have, once we go down there, do you have a teleportation circle that brings us back?
Oh, they have a teleportation circle that can bring you back.
Okay.
And my old mentor, Lillian, has the ability to teleport you. Or if you would like, these... Now, keep it between us, but these teleportation circles are used by my organization pretty often, and so we have a couple between some of the major cities. So after your time with Lillian and the Adventuring Guild and in Naso, if you want to go somewhere, you can just ask her, and she'll send you there rather than you coming here for me to send you there. It saves us a bit of... I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot of money to send a teleportation sometimes.
Yeah. Well, in that case, it might be better for us to go in the morning. And could you send a message for me, or a sending for me, Tobias?
Of course.
Beautiful. Do I know the name of who I'm going to be asking? That would normally I'd have to wait 4 weeks for that info.
No, you do not. So here, I'll give you a little bit of information here, because Tazira would know this. So for everybody, Tazira wants to do a bit of research in Naso, and I told her that there is a place that she could research, but it is sometimes a bit of a wait to get in. So you would know that the Rosewick Hall of Records in Naso is it's an archive administrative center. It's technically accessible to the public, but usually requires a bit of a wait and a written purpose statement and many forms of identification. So I wouldn't say that you or Tobias would know anybody specifically. You could ask Lillian to submit some sort of notice, but considering the fact that it's the evening, they are closed. And so you would know that, like, if they were to submit a notice, it wouldn't be accessed until the morning when you're there anyway.
At that point, it's not going to save them any frustration at me, so it's
Nope.
not worth it.
Nope.
Beautiful. Alrighty. You see, like, Zari actually, like, mull that around in her head. All things considered, I think it's past business hours, actually.
Oh. Yeah, probably. I'll let Lillian know to expect you in the morning, and we'll send her another message when I teleport. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna go stare at the stars. And he wanders off and just steps into the waterfall and just descends.
Zari will nod appreciatively, like that is an entirely normal activity to just go and do with that level of intensity.
I mean, he built an observatory for it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it'll be great to go have some civilization and some shopping. But I suppose the question that I have is, what do we want to deal with next? Because I do have opinions.
Well, give me those opinions then.
I think we should head up to the Frost Giants.
Okay. And your reasoning?
From my understanding, Frost Giants are very cold folk, and if they're going to start shit, they'll probably start it in winter. And winter's just upon us, and we should go now before it gets too cold and we have to wait until spring to get up there. And also potentially stop them before they even start doing things.
Yeah, just a little bit. It is now entering, it's like the 6th or something like that. I can open up the calendar to tell you exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The 6th of Glycindria. It is the first month of winter, which the season is officially called Brumaleth. The season of stillness, death, and incubation.
Is it kind of like our, November-ish?
It's the October, technically. So far north, you're starting to see snow. Further south, you might not get, or towards the equator, you might not get as much until later, depending on your elevation. You start to see more in Brumara. And then the winter solstice is in the month of Seiluum.
So, but no, that's kind of Ravasi's thought process is we have an understanding that they're gonna start doing shit when they're able to, and so we should probably do it when they're beforehand and before we have a really huge disadvantage in it.
That's really smart, actually. I like your reasoning. I'll put my hand behind that.
Occasionally, what ideas?
I mean, honestly, I have no room to complain about anything. I mean, yeah, we can only deal with the heat to a degree. At least for the cold, you can cover up more.
I will also give you a little bit more information that I kind of told you at the end of last session. There's a couple different ways to get up to where the Frost Giants location, the Frost Giant leader's location is. You would assume that taking an airship into the north, where it is really, really cold, would be a horrible idea. For science reasons, that it runs on hot air. That sounds bad. It would be really, really difficult, number one. And number two, if it falls, like, yes, you have a ship that lands in the water, but it's also icy up there, so you're landing on a lot of ice. So the best course of action, you would assume, just by logic basis, thinking this through and what you've talked with Delphine, is likely you're gonna want to teleport up there and charter a ship. There's two different options. There's the Banate Spirum, the Twin Cities in Thalor, which is kind of on the... Here, hold on. Which map am I on? You guys are on the Ilumelan map. Perfect. Which is kind of up here in this area.
Okay.
This is the closest just in terms of miles. And also... yeah, it's the closest in terms of miles. The other option would be to go to the Village of Hearts, which is right here, over to the west, and work with them to essentially get permission to charter a ship at one of their dock cities here, and then sail all along the glacier, which would be longer and a little bit more dangerous.
Gotcha.
But Tazira knows people there. So those are the options. But also you kind of have essentially a Princess of Thalor with you. So if Nyx wrote a note to her mom, you might be able to have some assistants meet you in the Banate Spirum.
Blinks prettily at Nyx.
What's up?
Well, you have a mother, dearest, that could probably help us.
No clue what you're talking about.
Your mom's a major politician. That comes with influence if you want to use it.
I have no mother.
Okay, personality and history-wise, yes. But by all legal ways that you can intimidate people into doing what you want or persuade people into doing what you want, yes, you do. And you have an important one.
When have I ever intimidated people into doing what I want?
Tazira would give like the most
Constantly.
cartoonish little sad face when she thinks to all the time she's been intimidated to sleep.
Or as we're
Flashbacks.
traveling
And yeah, Gamori's just like flashbacks to all the travel times where it's just like, oh yes, I'm gonna intimidate the rest of the group to keep going.
Mhm. And we're like, we're gonna take a break, and she's like, no.
Fine, if you
Yep.
write the letter, I'll send it.
I will happily write a letter.
Another thrall who does what I wish. Ha ha ha.
You say it like I didn't want to in the first place.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's...
Vasi, now's not the time to flirt. Get to it. Chop chop.
Yeah, he'll write a incredibly well written letter from like essentially just like the party, and he writes it as the party of Nyx, because we don't really have a name, and he goes, do we need to have a name? Desire, don't adventuring parties have names? Isn't that like a thing?
Yeah, they do often have names, though it's a common misconception that many adventuring parties choose their names. It's actually more often one of their first major wins that gives them their name, and it just kind of follows afterwards. But
He thinks. Huh.
Don't be uncool. Just let the history books name us. Don't overthink this.
To figure out how to like claim ourselves to your mother, all right? And that
Just
she's
say
not
my
like,
name.
No, I'm talking about when she does her things. It's much easier to have a name than to be like, yeah, so my daughter, yada yada yada, and her party, yada yada yada, want to go do this thing, and you need to take them, and like they'll get this permission, and they look like this, rather than being like, the name of this party is going here. When they say their name, you will know it's them, right? Like, it's convenient for communication.
Yeah, it's so convenient to save everybody a half second. Can you just write the letter of Aussie?
I just have a blank space for a potential name up in the top.
Great, we're gonna be called potential name.
It's blank!
I don't like the name blank either.
Gods above. Why her? Why?
I think they ask herself that every single day.
You should insight check that shit.
You know what? I will insight check that shit. I'm gonna replace that with a 17 just for shit.
23 it is.
That is hilariously unnecessary. This is definitely the man who's like, why did I have to fall in love with this woman?
Oh. Okay. Well, with that, a letter is written. It can be postmarked in the city tomorrow. And if there's anything else you wish to do before finding your evening's rest. Okay. Well, with that, all cozy, warm, bathed, full of good stew and delicious wine for those who wish to partake, and tea for those who do not wish to, you manage to find rest, and you are warm and cozy, and it feels very nice. You're very sore from your hike and all of the combat, and so it's nice to just kind of be able to recover. And then the morning greets you. You wake up naturally. The smell of fresh coffee and black tea and pastries from the main chamber. And you head on out and are able to grab breakfast, do what you need to do in the morning before Tobias comes down. It is like fully man who stayed up way too late. Half of his hair is standing up, and he's in a, not like wizard robes, but like straight up a tied robe and bunny slippers. Except they're not bunnies, they're little dragons. And he ascends down at the equivalent of like 9 a.m. Okay, teleportation. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Oh boy, warp pipe time.
Yeah. So, through a staircase, he presses like and it's less of pressing a button as more just like touching like a stone on the edge of the fountain, and the water kind of drains to a side as the staircase opens up, spiraling down into the center. The waterfall from the top is still falling, but as you guys step down the staircase, it doesn't seem to have any water at all. It is merely an illusion. And you descend into the familiar hidden room of white stone, with the exception, well, no, Zari, you've been down here, but the rest of the group came through here, and the first time you met the group, you accidentally teleported into the lake. So, but you descend into the hidden room of white stone that is decorated by glowing stained glass windows to nothingness, and arcane circles in the gold floor, in gold decorating the floor. Tobias directs you to one towards the top left quadrant of the room with arcane etchings that you, Tazira, recognize as the Wyvern's Wing Circle, that you have taken a couple of times before. And he just kind of yawns half-heartedly and says, I've told Lillian that you're on your way, so someone should be there to receive you. Be nice to them. They know everything in Naso. And he, like, kind of waves at you guys, and he's like turning and walking back up the stairs before the circle even activates.
Oh,
He like waves over his shoulders. There's a flash of arcane energy, swirls of golden and tan lights, and you appear in a room with stone walls and similar arcane circles decorating the floor. A very tall human woman with a gray mop of hair and shaved sides, with bulging muscles despite her age, waits for you with her arms crossed and a very, very large smile. To Zari, you recognize Izzy, the wife of your attempted mentor, the librarian Lillian. She steps forward in 2 large steps and sweeps you into a very large hug. Your feet are leaving the floor. Tazira, so good to see you. And her hand pats Mippet on the head, and she begins to scratch her finger under Mippet's chin as Mippet's like purring like a motorboat on your shoulder. Oh, you're so cute. And who are your other friends?
hi. How's it going? It's great to see you too. These are my adventuring party.
Oh, it's so nice to meet you. I'm a hugger, but I respect if you don't hug. I will put my hand out, and if you would like a hug, you are more than welcome to it.
I like to imagine Tazira's still held in this bear
Yeah,
hug.
like in one arm, and then she like puts Tazira down, and she goes, I'm Izzy. It is nice to meet you. Technically known as Izzy the Sword.
Good to meet you. I am Ravasi.
Nice to meet you. She puts her hand out.
No, I'll shake it.
Okay. And you are, and she goes to you, Nyx.
Sup, I'm Nyx, and I'll dap her up.
Okay, she daps you up, like, super casually. Oh, and who's this big lady over here?
Oh, hi, I'm Komori. Sorry, I appreciate the physique.
Oh, are you a fellow fighter like me?
I'm gonna say yes, but no.
Oh, she's terrible.
Oh, I'm getting the sense that maybe we should spar later.
I'm always down for learning.
Mind you, you're looking at this woman, like, she's built like a tank, but she has to be at least 60, if not older.
Oh.
That just scares me more.
Oh no, she's hot.
Okay.
Oh, no, not that.
Okay, so here's the deal. Things are still popping right now. You guys are welcome to Zyra. I know that you're not officially part of the guild anymore, but you're still part of the guild in our hearts. I've set up a couple of rooms if you guys want to stay here for a few days. We do have some availability for you each to have your own room for a couple of days. And you definitely have to come over and have dinner with the lovely wife and myself, and I'll even get my daughter and her husband to come over one night. It'll be amazing. But if you need anything at all, ever, come ask me.
Absolutely, thank you.
Okay, now, let's go actually to the guild instead of standing around this musty old room in the bottom of the guild hall. And she leads you up a flight of stairs to a back hallway. The smell of food hits your senses as you go to the large double doors. They open to a bustling tavern with high ceilings and a second-story balcony around the perimeter of the open room. You see a bar lining one wall fully that comes out to bisect the space in the center, bustling with patrons and guild members. There's several tables around the floor, separated by a tableau of couches and cushions that face each other around small coffee tables. It is mid-morning, and the smell of coffee mixes with the remnants of a brunch buffet that is being laid out currently, but you do see that ale is already flowing. There's so many colorful people eating, some relaxing, and some are gathered around a job board. And she turns to you all, throwing her arms out, and says, "Welcome to Wyvern Wings Adventuring Guild of Naso."
Very beautiful.
Thank you. We take great pride. Zari, my dear, I do believe that Lillian got a letter for you last evening, and rather than sending it to Tobias, she just kind of held on to it. So at some point, you need to go see her and snag that, but she's probably, between you and me, she's not an early riser, and she's probably still sleeping at home. You know the library doesn't open until midday anyway.
Desira will nod. Absolutely. And we've got some other stuff, I'm sure, to take care of even before then, so it's no worries.
Okay, great. Now, if you go to the Wyvern Workshop, just make sure that you take Zari with you, and she'll make sure you get the guild price.
Good to know.
Welcome everybody to the city of Naso. And so Izzy kind of says, if you didn't get breakfast, you're welcome to breakfast. Now everybody does still pay for food. Food is not free. And let me know if you need anything, but between you and me, it's about my time to head to the gym, so I'm gonna go handle that.
I'll have fun.
Thank
You too,
you.
girly.
And she, punches your shoulder, Komori, and says, I'll be at the gym for a bit. I tend to train some of the youngsters, so if you want to come spar, catch up, you know where to find me.
Fair enough. I might have to take you up on that one.
And she, rustles your head, and then she walks away.
Her head or her hair?
Her hair, but it, shakes her whole head. It was just a misspeak on my part, but it's funnier.
To be so for real with you, my brain was like, yeah, shakes the head. I was like, wait a second. That's not the colloquial term.
Okay. Well, with that, you guys are all kind of standing in an awkward circle in the middle of this guild. What's the plan, folks? Are you staying together? Are you splitting up?
I guess our first question, guys, is how many days do we want to spend here?
0. Let's get this roller coaster moving.
Gotcha. And I have something to take care of real quick. Ravasi, if you want to join me, you're welcome.
But I actually need to go do some shopping.
Beautiful. Is it shopping that needs to be done in the guild hall for better prices, or?
I'm not sure yet.
Alrighty. Anything else the other two of you guys need to do?
Well, since I'm not Twinkie enough to get invited to go with you, I guess I will take the letter and send it at the post office with something else.
Have fun with mail, then.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the letter, Ravasi.
Yeah, he hands it to you.
Good boy. I will turn around.
Are you asking where the post office is, or are you just walking out into the city, Nyx?
Nyx truly believes she can find it before these guys can finish whatever it is they're doing, so she'll just go.
I love Nyx. Her confidence is unmatched, and I'm here for it. Okay.
Her confidence knows no bounds.
Okay. So the three of you stand awkwardly as Nyx walks off.
Taking a bet now, she's gonna be out for 3 hours trying to find it.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is a big city. But hey, maybe she'll just grab some passerby and hold them up and tell them to tell her where the post office is, and they'll tell her.
I will buy you fresh fancy tea.
You know a fresh fancy tea shop, Desira.
Are you just saying that you'll buy me this, or is this a bet?
This is the bet. I think that she is going to be lost for 3 hours. What's your
Beautiful.
bet?
I think that she is going to shake down somebody by the end of hour 1, and then we'll be able to find her way there either through directions or through direct intimidation.
All right. And then you'll have to buy me fancy tea if I win.
Sounds like a plan.
I'd love to go check out the guild shop first, or blacksmith, or whatever. Let's go. Komori, come on.
Yep. All right.
Okay. So, little discombobulatedly, as Nick steps out, the rest of the group continues to have a conversation, but as you step out, you see that you are in a kind of large compound separated by low walls and decorated with pointed arches in red colors, with depictions and carvings of wyverns. The main gate is open right now, and you see a small courtyard that has its own stables as you're stepping out of the tavern, and a sign for the Wyvern Workshop. Off to the west, you see a collection of tall buildings surrounding a lush garden that seem to be homes for the guild members. Behind you, as you kind of turn around, you see lots of sweeping roofs, the carvings of wyverns, to the tavern hall, as well as a large library and research center that stand out separately, that is closely followed by a medical center, a large field, and a training grounds in the back. So, with that being said, you all continue on. Nyx walks straight out the gate and is in the city of Naso. The rest of you, we're going to follow you first to the Wyvern Workshop. So as you walk in, you see a very kind of modest store, lots of like your very typical adventuring gear, but you can tell that number one, it's a little bit nicer, and number two, there's less, like, there's not as many in stock. So it's like definitely made to serve the adventuring guild mainly. You see your typical weapons, and there is a man kind of standing behind a workshop, and off to off kind of to the side, you see an archway that carries on into a blacksmith where you see a dwarf hammering away at something. But the man kind of perks up a little bit, looks at you confused for a moment, then goes, "Oh, hi, Tazira. It's so good to see you." And Tazira, you recognize this to be, hold on, let me find his name. Okay. You recognize this to be Zavis. He is a male drow, and he's a little bit more awkward and quiet.
Hi there, Zavis. Hope everything's going well. This is part of my adventuring party. This is Zavis.
Nice to meet you. What can I help you with today?
I'll look over to Ravasi.
Ravasi?
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
My sound's
Sorry.
freaking out again. Okay. Hopefully that fixed it. I'm sorry, guys.
Hello?
Oh,
Was it like echoing for you all?
Hello?
Stop.
Please don't.
Mr. President.
All I could think about is the time that Sly was calling me and I had my mouth full of crackers and I go, "Hello?" She, without missing a beat, just goes full uwu voice. "Hello?"
Mr. President.
Okay, Zavis goes, "It is lovely to make your acquaintance. I can sell you whatever you would like, or if there's something that I do not have, I can direct you to where you need to be."
Yes, I'm looking for a couple of different things. But I was wondering about magic items.
Okay. I carry many magic items in shop. We commission them mainly. We don't enchant them ourselves. But, so if there's things that you need that I do not have, I can direct you to where you need to be in the city. We have agreements with several enchanters.
Yeah, he'll, the kind of like list DM that I sent you.
Okay.
He'll kind of explain those. He'd love for stuff to maybe get like enchanted onto his violin, preferably, than getting a whole new instrument. But And he's hoping that would be a bit cheaper. But also, like, he gets it. So.
Here's the deal. So first of all, I do not have that ability, but from what I've spoken about with other enchanters, enchanting items onto a violin rather than purchasing the equipment that is already enchanted means that I'm not sure how long you're willing to be in town. But an enchantment of that nature is going to take at least a couple of days.
Okay.
So,
well, that's fine.
I'm not sure your price range or your time. I don't know that it would necessarily be cheaper. It would probably be about the same price.
All right, that's all right. I'm just sentimental about this one, not necessarily like it has to be this one. So
I understand that. But if you are looking for a place for instruments very specifically, the best place to go shopping would be, hold on, I wrote this down very specifically for you. The Scale and String. It's actually a pop-up bard shop in the Bayside Yards.
Scale and String. Scale and String.
Correct. And the other couple of items you've mentioned, if you're looking for more enchanted clothing type items, you'll want to go to the Silken Thread in Promo Square. And if you're looking to get items enchanted, the best person who can do things quickly, who has the least amount of time, who is very efficient, is going to be Arcanus and Co. In the Bayside Yards as well. They're a little bit more expensive, but he's more likely to get things done in a good, timely fashion. The other enchanter tends to get distracted and loses things for a couple of weeks sometimes.
Awesome. And then, any healing potions you're willing to part with, I think our group would love to purchase.
Oh, absolutely. I have about 6 regular healing potions in stock right now. I'll give that to you for the guild price of 40 gold pieces. I have a couple greater healing potions, probably about 4, that are about guild price 180. And then I have 2 superior potions right now that guild price, I'll give it to you for 1800.
Sorry, I just noticed that in the party inventory, we have 3 separate potions of healing instead of, like, quantity 3. I'm fixing that. What?
So, he said regular healing he'll give to you for 45. Or 40, sorry. Greater he'll give to you for 180, and superior he'll give to you for 1800.
Okay.
Which Ravasi would know is like a screaming deal.
Yeah, but also I don't have that kind of money for 1800. So I think I would love to purchase 3 more regular potions of healing, so that'll be 120, right?
Yep.
And 1 potion of greater for like a cool like 300 gold.
Cool.
Perfect.
Okay.
And yeah, I'll stick that in the bag of holding, but I'm gonna keep one regular potion of healing on me.
Okay. How about you, fighter lady? Are you looking for any equipment?
I mean, I don't really use weapons much, if at all. But I'm thinking, like, don't look at me in that tone of voice.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I was trying to look up potion of greater healing in the inventory, and I wrote GRETER. And I was like, why is this showing up?
That's hilarious.
Greener healing.
Greener healing.
Stop.
To be so for real, that sounds like a fucking sham potion.
That does sound like a sham potion.
Write that down.
Oh god.
You're welcome, Shorty.
But,
that's for free.
Thanks.
But, I mean, Yeah, I don't really use weapons. I don't really use armor, but I've heard of I don't know if and anything similar to I guess braces of defense, or is it bracer? Is it Ravasi? Is it braces or bracers?
Bracers.
Yes,
Is
you're
it
gonna want
bracers?
bracers. I've never heard of enchanted braces, but I do
I feel
know.
like that would straighten your teeth out very quickly.
I do feel like it would.
Oh.
But we do not actually have bracers of defense in stock right now. But the best place to
Oh.
get those, let me think for a second. Did I write it down? I did not write it down. The best places to get those would be probably Edgebound in the Bayside Yards.
Mhm.
He's the best
Oh.
enchanted weapons and armor.
So that means probably we're going outside of the guild, huh?
Yes.
Great.
Why do you sound like that? Naso's a wonderful city.
And I'm just gonna turn over to Desira and go, Desira,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna level with you. My anxiety is still kind of high when it comes to the public.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I will look between Ravasi and I. You can shadow me around if you'd like to, then. I have no problem with that.
I'll see what I can do.
Because I just have to take care of a couple things, but you can come along. And we can head over to the Bayside after that.
Fair point. I
Uh,
do still want to get some training in with Izzy though.
If you'd like, Kamori, if you'd rather go maybe hang out in a more quiet place, I could go pick up the bracers for you.
No,
No, trust me. I am more. I could probably also get you no offense, a better deal than you could. I'm very good at haggling.
That is true.
I mean,
not to
fair.
butt
but-
into your conversation, but the proprietor Corvin, he really likes to get to know the people who he's selling to. He's very good at knowing what they want and what they need.
Well then, rest in peace, Kamori.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, sooner or later, I'm gonna have to try and go about doing things no matter how much I don't like them.
He smiles and he leans forward and he goes, "Ma'am, I'm a drow who lives in a city above the ground. There are many different races. The city is a melting pot for a reason. I know that I'm not great with my words. That's my husband, but trust me when I say there will be very few people who will be put off by your appearance.
I understand,
Corvin least of all.
but I also cannot I'm not necessarily normal, to put it lightly, but I'll give it a go.
Trust me, you will be fine. You will get along with Corvin very well.
Fair. All right, I'll take your word for it. Thank you.
He smiles.
A barbarian with anxiety? Who would have thought that up?
Barbarians?
Anything else I can assist you with, Tazira, or are you off into the city?
Unless you have 50 flasks or 67 pounds of wool, I am good.
I do not. He looks very concerned.
I'm just gonna raise a little eyebrow and go. Trying to make something for the crows again?
Okay. With that,
Insight check?
uh,
I'm
Be
not,
sure.
not actually.
with that, it sounds like Ravasi, are you gonna stick with the group or are you gonna split off and go do your own shopping?
I think he's gonna go split off and do his own shopping.
Okay. I think as you guys kind of step out into the area, you would know, Tazira, that there's a gem trader merchant that is at the Bayside Yards that's probably pretty close to the shop that he mentioned. And you know that would be a
Gotcha.
really great place to
I-
take Komori and you could drop her off on your way.
Yeah, absolutely. I will actually do so. Here,
Okay.
I've got to go pick us up some diamonds anyways. Do you want to stick with, or are you cool with me dropping you off in the Bayside?
Oh, Kenny said he stepped away for a moment. The cats are probably having a moment. So oh, just kidding. Kenny's back.
Sorry.
To know you're
Yes, the
good.
cats were having a moment.
Tazira was asking if you wanted her to drop you off in the Bayside.
I mean, we got a general direction.
Well, I'm going to a diamond shop that's near where you have to go anyways. I'm picking us up some, just in case.
Oh, yeah, fair point. Again, this is one of those things where I feel like I should do it on my own, you know?
Alrighty.
I know, it's funny. The strongest out of all of us is the one who is most anxious.
Oh, hey, listen, if you told me to go and, I don't know, lift a giant gong or else our
Lives were on the line, I would probably melt into a
puddle of anxiety too, so no judgment.
Fair.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh. Well,
Just, keep an eye on your coin purse. Most people are more kind than you would think, but I suggest always tucking it on the inside of your jacket, so if anybody wants to pickpocket you, they have to get real handsy.
Komori's just going to straight blink and just go, since when do I have a jacket?
I'm going to pull a jacket out of my bag.
It fits me like a crop top.
Congratulations, you got a crop top here in Naso. Have fun with it.
Please tell me it has some really jokey touristy writing or something on it.
I heard
I went to
Naso.
Naso and all I got was this
Yeah.
Naso. I thought you said Naso.
No, it's Naso, but it's okay. It's not a
NASA?
big deal. No, not NASA. Naso.
Oh my god, can we go see the Hubble telescope then? We're
Guys.
at NASA?
Guys, please.
The communication, it's in shambles.
So you all start walking towards the Bayside Yards, which is on the edge of the Northview district. Ravasi, you kind of split off, and Tazira will tell you where the Arcanus and Co. is, which is a little bit closer to the upper docks, and the kind of merchant square where the Scale and String pop-up art shop is a little bit closer to there too, and they kind of hang a little bit more north to go head to the other places. So I think we're gonna follow Ravasi first, and I think we just see a bit of Ravasi walks through a very beautiful open square that has a couple different pop-up shops and carts. There's one that looks like it's both a shop, but also it kind of explodes out into the area. And you see a sign that says the Scale and String. There's multiple different instruments that are displayed, but there's also a couple of different items. that are out. Some fine jewelry. You see a couple of luxury goods. And then you actually see a whole separate section that's nearby that says consignment. And you see an older man, definitely in his late 50s, that looks like he's kind of like sitting back in a chair strumming on a lute a little bit. And when he sees you walk up, he perks up a little bit.
Yeah. He'll pause and look at his goods.
Are you looking for something specific?
Potentially.
Well, I do have all of these instruments here. I have a couple of magical ones in the back. And there's also some consignment goods. I have some jewelry, but I don't rival other stores in the great city of Naso for that. But you never know what you can find.
Well, I would love to take a look at your magical instrument.
Okay. So you start to take a look. He'll kind of point a couple out. I have a couple of the classic instruments of the bards. Depending on how much you're willing to spend. The cittern here, and he kind of like points it out, does the typical spells, but also has barkskin, cure wounds, fog cloud. I have this very interesting, and for the sake of things, I'm gonna call the bandolier a fiddle.
Okay.
So this one casts Entangle, Fairy Fire, Shillelagh, and Speak with Animals on top of the typical spells.
I do have the instrument of the bards pulled up.
Okay, cool. So the bandolier is a fiddle. You do see the DOS lute as a typical lute. And he also has the mandolin.
Oh, he has the mandolin, you say?
He does.
How much are each of them?
So the mandolin is... roll me just a general charisma check as you're kind of having a conversation with him.
13?
Okay.
That's not great. Also, I was whispering.
No, it's fine. So the three that I listed, the lute, the fiddle, and the cittern, those are all in the range of like 300 to 500 gold pieces. And the mandolin is about, I'm gonna say 4,000.
I don't have that kind of money. I'm just thinking really quickly. And then, do you have a, Reveler's, I don't know how to pronounce that, DM, concertina?
I think that's correct.
That sounds correct to me. Yes, he does.
And how much?
That's a rare item. That's gonna be about 3,000 gold pieces.
How much is platinum worth again? What is it, 10 gold?
I think it's 10.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's fine. And then the Rhythm Maker's drum, probably an uncommon one.
Rhythm Maker's drum, let me look it up. That is indeed, if you're looking for, why does it not tell me what? Okay, if you're looking for the uncommon one, I will say for the sake of things, the uncommon one is about 300 gold pieces.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to decide out of two that I want. So I'm super indecisive. So if you want to switch to someone else, please do.
Okay. We will leave you making your decision here, and when we cut back, we will see you carrying it to your next destination.
Perfect.
As we see. Let's go with Cece. You had more things, so we're gonna start with you. We do a smash cut of Tazira like waving goodbye to Komori. We watch her walk in and out of a gem trader merchant, carrying like shoving a whole bunch of diamonds in her in her bag of holding, and then like see her smash cut walking out of what were the couple of random things you were getting. You were getting vials, you were getting a bunch of wool, you were getting like a whole bunch of things. And then I think we kind of zoom in a little bit as you walk into a spell scroll store. No, I guess the question is which spell scroll store did you pick of the two that you know of?
You know what? I'm gonna go for the chaos and go to the scrawl in the little corner district.
Okay. So kind of walking back a little bit more south, you go through into the little corner district, which is a district that is a bit more the district for dock workers. It's considered a bit of the underbelly of Naso, but it's not squalor because Naso is a very rich city. There's multifamily homes, there's apartments, and there's very like multiple small shops, mom and pop restaurants, and a couple less savory businesses, one of which you know to be the Scrawl. You see, it's not immediately clear that this is a shop. You see the sign, but that is about it. It's a single room that is stacked with scrolls. There's like what looks to be repurposed wine cases stacked up to the ceiling on the side, and all of them are filled with scrolls and books. Some are in labeled tubes, some are loose, some are in crates along the store. There's supposed to be a color system, but it was very evident that it was abandoned midway. There's a hammock in the back that is full of pillows and blankets. And you see the young human man with 3 pairs of glasses stacked in various points on his hair and one perched on his nose. His fingers are stained in ink, and as you step in and the bell rings, he looks up for a second as he is in the middle of scrawling a piece of paper and kind of looks back down, and he like waves at you and then looks back down.
Good morning.
It's nice to see you again. I don't remember your name, I just remember you.
Absolutely, no worries. It's how, honestly, how I like it sometimes.
Oh, I get that.
I am in the market for a couple of spell scrolls, and I was wondering if you would have any of these. And I will slide him the list that I have written down of spell scrolls I'm looking for.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me, for the sake of things, we're going to roll a luck check. So a D100, you want high. Okay. I definitely have Disguise Self, I have Featherfall, and I have Enlarge Reduce, and I have See Invisibility.
Ooh, okay. And how much for Enlarge Reduce and Featherfall and Disguise Self?
So the first level spells, I sell them at about 90 gold a piece. And for Enlarge Reduce, I'll give it to you for 300.
That sounds like a good deal. And could I throw in a lucky grab?
Oh, you remember my lucky grabs. Yes, you can. That's another 300.
Absolutely. So we are looking at a total of 780, if I am correct.
That is correct.
I will set down the platinum for him to make sure that he is paid.
Perfect. He'll take it, and then he will pull a crate out from under the desk and put it out for you, and you see a whole bunch of scrolls that are in these very nondescript equal tubes. If you would like to grab one and roll me a D100.
Absolutely. 55.
Okay, 55 is a... Hold on. A 4th level spell. So, go ahead and roll me another D100 to see what spell it is.
Another 55.
That's hilarious. You should get another thing for that. Hold on. Oh, I clicked magic items instead of spells. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let's see what you got. So, a mystery spell is much like a date with a book. You essentially pick a random, like, wrapped spell scroll and you get a random spell. It could be anything from a cantrip to he has been known, there has been rumors of 9th level spells coming out of this. And so it just, you never know what you get, but it's 300 gold, which is about the equivalent of a 2nd to 3rd level spell. Okay, you actually pulled a spell out and you get a let me just look here. 55 is going to be about here. You get Resilient Sphere.
Ooh.
Which is a 4th level spell, but you get the spell scroll for that.
Gorgeous. So one moment.
Sorry, I just noticed that Roll20 is currently, like, drunk and is giving me a +7 to my raw charisma modifier?
No, you should have... What do you have? You have a +4?
I should have a +5.
It's because you have Jack of all
Because you
trades.
have Jack of all trades.
Oh.
It's +5 plus half your proficiency bonus. That's Jack of all trades. That's playing a bard.
But why does it do it for just my raw charisma?
Because that's
And
a
also,
check.
why? Okay, why is that not on, like, my D&D Beyond stuff? It just rolls my regular shit.
Because I don't know, because it looks weird if it's the plus there. So, like, if you ever have to roll a check for a spell, that includes your Jack of all trades. That's why bards are a little OP in spell casting. Okay.
That makes... I was so confused.
No, you're good. It's not drunk, it's just right.
I was like... The math is not correct.
Okay, anyway, Wick kind of looks up and he goes, oh, that's a good one. If you want any more scrolls, I don't know that I have the other ones on your list, but the annotated page might.
Yeah, I'm debating that or a couple more diamonds, but thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. He, like, goes immediately back to his, scribing a scroll, and you actually look down and you see that he is in the middle of scribing what looks to be locate creature.
Ooh. I don't think that's a spell level I can cast yet, but...
Nope, and neither is the sphere, but now you still have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Let's just get your spell scroll shopping done all at once. Do you want to go to the other spell scroll store, or are you...
One moment. Let me look back at my list and see if there's anything else that was a non-negotiable. Let's see. I technically already have that. Those two are my really big ones that I wanted. Yeah, I will stop by the annotated scroll and see if they have locate object. That's the last one that I'm like really looking for.
Okay. The annotated scroll, so you walk for a bit to get to the Celestial Keep. You're kind of cutting through a bit, and this is the region of all of the temples. So it's very quiet. There's gardens and little, like, baby gardens everywhere. You see small shrines to the sides. There's many libraries and places of study, many tea shops, and lots of cozy stores and restaurants, one of which is the annotated page. This is a very much juxtaposition to the scrawl. It's a beautifully kept shop between two of the larger study institutions. It's very quiet, dark wood, low lighting. It looks like you could study here if you would like. Lots of high quality parchment smells as you're walking through, and you see that each scroll is in a very descript case with a stamp and a color coding system per level, as well as a seal of authentication. And so very easily you walk in, there's a high elf woman in robes in the back with like very slicked back hair that is bustling around. You can walk in, find the spell, the locate object scroll super easily.
Beautiful. And what would the price for that be?
I don't know. Would Zari have shopped here pretty often, do you think?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay. She would probably give it to you. So you would see that the spell scroll is marked for 350. And she will kind of look at you, and I feel like you like pull out one of those like little cards of like you buy 10, you get 1 discounted. And she'll give it to you for 325.
Thank you so much.
Do you need parchment and pen and inks for transcribing?
Absolutely. Enough for 4 spells, please. And could I get another
100 gold pieces just for
find familiar?
Of course. As she'll hand you all of that.
Beautiful. Thank you kindly. Beautiful.
Okay. I think we will let's cut to Nyx. We haven't seen Nyx in a while. So, Nyx, how are you going about to find this post office?
We'll walk to the first intersection I see and see if there's any signage.
There is signage, definitely. It's just a couple of street names.
This city planner sucks. They should be fired. Okay, I'll look for a street urchin child.
You don't actually see any street urchin childs in the Northview district where you are.
Okay, I will look for anybody.
You see a kind of teenage-looking boy he's not a street urchin. He looks like a student coming home for lunch.
Okay, I will go up to him and tap him on the shoulder.
Hi.
Sup? Where's the post office?
Oh, the post office? You probably want to go to the Greywater Exchange. That's the Nordery and currency exchange, and they also do a lot of the post stuff.
And it's where?
Oh, that's in the... Hold on. Zari needs to remember where it is.
I'm sorry, but if Nyx is about to get fucking fantasy post office, I'm going to scream with delight.
That's in the upper docks. Do you know where the upper docks are?
No, but you can show me. Come along, child.
I am going home for lunch. I literally only have 30 minutes.
Okay, we better be quick, and I will drag him.
It does not take... It takes longer than 30 minutes. Help, I'm being kidnapped. I'm being kidnapped. And you actually
I will
see
continue.
an older orc, half orc, walks up to you and goes, are you kidnapping this child? Yes? No? Shorty? Did you die?
Yeah, I did. I heard none of that.
Oh, okay. A half-orc man kind of like walks up to you and like grabs the kid from your grasp, and he goes, Benny, are you okay? And he like goes, no, I'm being kidnapped. She asked me for directions and then is hauling me off. I only got like 30 minutes for lunch.
You said you would show me.
No, I didn't.
Good sir. He told me he would show me. And if you would like to take over his duties, I'm okay with that.
He sighs a little bit and he goes, Benny, run off. And he kind of like turns back to you. All right, here's the deal. Don't get in the business of the children, okay? But I can show you. Come on, let's go. Upper docks.
You lost your 50 gold, sucker, and I will put an arm through the half-orc's arm and walk away.
The kid looks so confused, and the half-orc looks so confused. And as you like loop your arm through his, you notice that he 110% walked out of a very open bakery, and he is wearing an apron.
Would you say I'm the sweetest treat you've touched today?
No.
Whatever, just take me to the post office.
If you need a guide, I can ask one of the guards to escort you. Come over here, and he'll like walk you over to a guard that looks like he's wearing kind of like a dark emerald green armor. And he goes, this young lady is new to town and needs an escort to the upper docks. And he just sighs again. Can you take her to the Greywater Exchange? And the guard like salutes and he just goes, yes, Sir Breck. And he goes, thanks, I need to get back. It's the middle of the morning rush. And he ruffles your hair, Nyx, and then walks off. And you look to the guard, who looks like concerned for a moment, and then goes, yeah, I can show you to the Greywater Exchange. Come on.
It's so hard being a damsel in distress, and I will start walking.
Okay. You start walking, and he starts walking behind you, confused. And then after a little bit, he goes, you turn right here.
Usually when you show someone where something is, you walk in front of them, but okay, and I will turn right.
After a couple of minutes, you make your way to the upper docks, which is a very bustling region. You walk through what seems to be a merchant's like district, and the upper docks itself seems to be the place for all the travelers who come in. There's lots of boats along the docks, there's inns, there's lots of shops that support travel. It's very nice, but it gets nicer the further you walk in, and he leads you right up to the coast, and you can smell the brackish water and see a couple of different docks, and he brings you to what is marked as the Greywater Exchange. And he just says, this is the post office. He also does currency and travel documentation, etc.
You are the greatest protector Naso has ever seen, and I will salute him.
He blushes furiously and walks off.
I will go into the Grey Waters.
Okay. You see a human man who's wearing like a cap, and he is very meticulous. There's like a couple people in line. You wait for a few moments, and as you get to the front, he like looks at you and he goes, all right, what can I do for you?
What's up? I need to send this letter, and I'll slide it across. I assume Rivasi did a great job and dated and stamped and addressed everything. So I slide it across.
This is not stamped, but I see the address. That is not a problem. It'll be about 3 silver to send this.
Okay, sure, whatever. Hold on, let me get the rest of this stuff set up, and you can just give me a total. Don't rush me, sir. Can I purchase a shipping package off of you?
Absolutely. What size?
I don't know, moderate size. What sizes do they come in? Do I look like a box lady to you?
He pulls out a box that's of moderate size.
It looks perfect.
All right. And what are we looking at shipping
And-
today?
Is that any of your business? You just let me fit it in the box. I'll take the box, turn around, and put stuff in it, and then give it back to him.
Okay. What does everybody see as you turn around next? Because I think it's funny.
A brown bag come out of my pocket and into the box.
Beautiful.
A big brown bag. Big-ish.
Okay. He wraps it up for you, tapes it up. And where's this going?
I am not sure, but Nyx would know, and she will tell him that.
Okay. It's a village in Thalor. Zari
Very
doesn't
good.
remember the name off the top of my head, but we know it eventually. So he'll address it for you. Okay, and this is quite hefty. This is probably going to be about 2 gold to send.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Put it on the cart, buddy. I'll give him 3 gold and leave.
Okay. Sounds good. You walk out the store. And I think with that, we're going to span over to Komori. Komori, you walk into the... I forget the name of the store. It's gone. It's lost. It would be helpful if I remembered where it was. You walk into Edgebound that has magical weapons and armor, and you see a silver dragonborn man standing behind the desk. And he kind of looks at you, and there's just like he's looking at you and he knows you as you walk through. The shop is filled with many magical items, things on display, spears, suits of armor, swords, shields, etc.
Huh. Okay, Komori is going to just sort of slightly nod when she enters and starts... She wants to start checking everything out just to see if there might be something that, like, sparks any sort of interest aside from what she was looking for before, as is.
Okay.
And
As
yeah,
you
I would
walk
say I have to look. Yeah.
As you walk
Oh.
around, sorry, my sound, it keeps cutting in and out. And it's driving me bonkers, and I'm trying to, like, mute it so it doesn't double flashbang people. Ugh. Okay. So as you walk around, you note that the lighting is beautiful, and that there's many, like, cases throughout, and things are kind of behind a protective glass. Everything is very clearly labeled with enchantment type and material, as well as origin, so who created it. There's no additional clutter or decorative items, and you don't see any other patrons right now. You see several swords. You see a sword that definitely looks like it has a fire enchantment. You see a shield that has an additional defense enchantment. You see a full suit of mithril armor, that, like, full mithril plate, and a couple other things. And you also recognize that several of them are done by Marian weapon makers, so that's very decorative. There's jewels. They're very multifunctional. And you also see a couple Egan swords, so they're a little bit more like samurai swords. And then you also see, like, a full suit of Thalorian armor.
Huh. Yeah, I was gonna say Komori's just gonna kind of be taking it all in, like, just, especially like the Marian stuff, because it's just like it's weird. She doesn't typically have a thing for jewels, but something like with them embedded in these kind of just sort of like it does a little bit of something.
After, like, a good silent 2 minutes, the man just goes, "What are you looking for?"
Oh, sorry, I kind of got lost in everything else here.
That's okay. If you don't know what you're looking for, I can maybe help. And if I don't have what you're looking for, I can tell you where to get it.
Yeah, that sounds about common for, well, everywhere in the city.
Yes. Weapon?
Do you happen to have...
Armor?
somewhat armor.
All right.
There's these things called bracers of defense. I don't know if you have anything similar, even if it's to a lesser degree.
He like looks you over for a moment, and just like discerning eye of being calculated, and he goes over here, and he leads you over to kind of like the armor section around, and he kind of points in a case, and he says, "This is from my hometown. There are several who train in the Egan country to fight without armor, to sneak in shadows, etc. And this was created for them. Sometimes they use them to climb, in addition. And you see a bunch of chains just sitting, and they're kind of look like they're mimed wrapped in coils.
Oh.
They have defensive enchantments.
Oh. They are gorgeous.
Let me show you them on. He like leans forward and takes a key out and unlocks the case and opens it up and kind of takes one. He goes, "May I?"
Please.
And he shows you how to wrap them around your wrists and your forearms, and just says, "These," and he clips them together. "These work just as well as bracers of defense, but you can also obviously use them as rope. Nothing magical in that sense."
I mean, that's perfect.
They are Egan make. In like a obsidian metal.
Huh. How much for them?
Not me not remembering what bracers of defense are. Are they rare?
They might be rare.
Okay.
Please hold.
Do you... these ones are 1,500 gold.
Yes, they are rare.
Okay. These ones are 1,500 gold. If you have items of trade, I can trade as well.
Give me a second. And she is going to check from her stuff. I don't think I actually have anything I can really trade. With all the gold we got and everything, I only have because everyone got like 1,030 gold roughly a piece.
Yeah, although you guys have gotten so much gold before that even. Have you not been keeping track?
You also have 125 platinum pieces, which should be 1,200 gold worth, so you got enough. Unless you spent that platinum somewhere we don't know about.
No.
Sly spends money, so Sly doesn't have a ton, but Komori doesn't spend shit.
Yeah, no, Komori has not spent any money.
Wait, so we had 120 platinum.
125.
Kenny, keep track of your money. Yeah,
I'm better with real life finances. Let me live.
I have to do real life finances, so I don't want to pay attention to freaking finances in my D&D hobby game.
Okay. I put because I was keeping some track, and then once we started getting a metric fuck ton, I'm like, what?
Yeah, you have at least 100 or 125 platinum pieces, and at least like 1,000 gold.
For those playing along at home, it's 125 platinum, 1,347 total for GP.
Nice.
25 silver and 280 copper.
Okay, so go ahead and subtract 1,500.
Fair enough. Yes, I love how I have to do other math on top of math, because it's like, you can't just subtract 1,500 if you don't have it fully in the one.
Oh, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'll do some math, but yeah.
Okay, you are good. You have purchased so easily. Okay, in the rotation, let's head back to Ravasi. We see Ravasi walking away with what on his back? Sly, did you pick?
The fiddle.
Nice. Okay.
How much was that again, Niham?
I think I said like 300 gold pieces.
Cool.
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
We'll call it good.
Sounds about right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, Ravasi. You can head to the best place to go next is in the Bayside Yards, the Arcanus & Co.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the ones who have enchanting and like basic magic items.
Cool. Yep, I'll head there.
Okay.
And
You walk into a very clean, well-organized, well-lit magic shop that's in the heart of the district. It's very clearly tagged. It's large. It takes up like almost a full building. Items are tagged with very clear description and prices. And you can tell that the stock rotates. There's many people in the store. And there's many people shopping in here. But you do see a sign kind of in the back that says enchanting.
cool. I'm gonna first poke to see if they have I wanna poke through their like hairpins if they have any.
They don't seem to have any here.
Darn it. The other guy, because you said he had some jewelry, just
He
posterity wise.
did, but if you had a conversation with him and told him what you were looking for, he would have told you to go to the Silken Thread.
Okay. Cool. Alright, well, I'll head back to the enchanting area then.
Okay. You see behind here a half-elf man with silver-streaked hair. He has reading glasses on his forehead, and he looks like bored. There's not very many people here, and you see a small office in the back. And he just kind of looks at you and says, "Are you looking for an enchantment?"
Yeah. He will pull out a necklace that has a very small rusted anchor on it and plop it down. And he goes, yes. 2 things. I am looking for this to be magically cleaned. And then, pulled off the necklace and made into a charm. Which I don't think you're necessarily going to be a part of that. But, would you be able to enchant this so it can store spells, cantrips, or first levels?
So, like a spell storing item. I can handle getting it fitted for a charm. I have an agreement with one of the local blacksmiths, and cleaning it will be complimentary if we're enchanting it. So, if you would like me to handle all of that, ring a spell storing charm on this. Sly, I don't remember what level is a ring, or rare, common.
Let me look, because we said it would just be up to. I wanted like a very low level.
Yeah,
version of it.
I think it was pretty low level.
It's traditionally just rare, but I'm looking for only 1 or 2. And it's normally like up to 5 spells. I'm looking for only 1 or 2.
So he will say for the enchantment costs with a bit of a rush shipment that he can have it done for you. It's like midday. He said he can have it done for you by 7 p.m. For 300 gold.
Yeah. And would I be able to get how many spells stored?
You could store, essentially, it can be the storage of equivalent of a cantrip or first level spell, but he's not going to store anything for you. You would have to. I'm
asking, because it says this ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spells. So do I just get How would that work with like a cantrip?
You would just get, let's say, just one. It's just like the equivalent of one.
Okay. So I could either put one cantrip or one spell slot.
Correct.
Yeah, that's fine. Can I try to haggle a little bit?
I'm going to be for real with you. This man does not haggle. The price is the price.
Okay. Could I see if I could lower the price by also putting in my Shivaran Birch Focus?
Absolutely.
Cool.
The Birch Focus is an uncommon magic item.
It is a common magic item, DM.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
Oh. 5.
Okay. It is a very well quality made item, it turns out. And after he kind of cleans it up a little bit, he like nods. He goes, "This is better make than I typically see for these. I will give you 60 gold marked off."
I'll take that. 240.
240.
Perfect. Cool.
That commission will be done in the evening.
Awesome. And then he's gonna go to the Silken Thread.
Okay. For the sake of things, we'll just follow along as you walk through the districts and head towards the Promos district. This district seems to be a little bit nicer. You could definitely tell that this is where all of the visitors stay, and you kind of like meander through and see that there's a couple embassies here as well. It's definitely the center of tourism. There's museums, there's restaurants, there's shops. You actually walk by what looks to be a large entertainment house. That has gambling and probably a couple of bars in it that is live and kicking even in the morning. The prices seem very expensive in this area, but you manage to find you do see a very nice tea house. But you manage to find the Silken Thread.
I'm gonna pop into the tea house and just purchase like 2 gold worth of really fine tea.
Oh, absolutely. You can decide what types of tea you get. I trust you.
I'm just gonna put very fine tea.
Okay. 2 gold worth, I would say, would be like probably 2 pounds.
Gonna say it's gonna probably be like a shit ton of tea.
Yeah. I mean, it's really nice tea, but it's a shit ton of tea.
I think he gets like a variety almost
Okay.
of like a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little green tea, a little we'll go fancy and get some oolong. Oh.
Perfect. You pop into the Silken Thread laden with tea and a new instrument and see a shop that is very warm. It's very unhurried. There's rich fabric draping in the windows. There's a small seating area. There's a couple of staff in here in a very private fitting area. And you see it's like filled with soft ambient music. There's several pieces of clothing on display as well as several pieces of jewelry. And as you're kind of meandering through, you watch as like a group of people leaves and they go, "Bye, Azael!" And this very flamboyant half-elf, you can't quite tell what their gender is, goes, "Oh, goodbye, it was so lovely to see you. Thank you, enjoy that scarf, it's gonna look darling on you." And then he turns to you and goes, "Oh, my dear, it's so lovely to make your acquaintance. Welcome to my shop. Can I help you with anything?"
Hello. Yes, I am looking for a present for someone.
Oh, a present for someone? What energy are we getting?
He kind of like laughs a little bit. Do you mean of what I think is correct or what she's like?
Tell me what she's like. Maybe I can tell you what I think is correct. Because I'm very rarely wrong, I will tell you.
Well, she takes no shit. She's very blunt and honest.
Hmm.
She can be very intimidating, but at the same time, she has said some of the nicest things I've ever heard in my life.
So practical, yet needs something like secret soft side.
She has a secret soft side as much as... I don't really think she has a secret side, if that makes sense. She is who she is, and she doesn't pretend otherwise.
I understand. He looks at you. He points and he goes, "Are you looking for something from the region you're from? Or is she from a specific region and you want something to reflect that? Or are you looking for something that speaks to you?"
I was thinking... I have an idea of what kind of thing. I'm looking for some kind of hair pick or pin.
I know just the thing. Right here. I was thinking along the same lines. It felt like an accessory that's not an accessory. Something that can help and be very practical, but at the same time is... Now this is an Egan-made hair pick. And it was made to be a hair pick, but also, I'm going to be honest with you, there's rumors of people who use this as a weapon. They pull it out of their hair and they can stab it directly into someone. But the item itself has a slight enchantment that your hair always looks fabulous.
Oh. Yeah, definitely. I think this would be perfect.
And you see a very long, super thin, pointed, sharp, silver pick that has a very small purple primrose on it, as well as kind of like a gem in the top, and then it has a couple of hanging down pieces.
Yeah. Perfect. How much? Or do you haggle, or do you vibes it, or I've had some very strange barters.
Is it your first time in Naso?
Officially, yes.
I can tell, my dear. He pats you on the hand. Now, I think that I'd be willing to part. See, this is an expensive piece in that it is very, very fine quality. Probably one of the finest quality things that I've seen out of Egan in a very long time in terms of the I suppose it still is combat oriented, but it's very artistic. I will part with this for 300 gold, and let me tell you that is a deal because I am very infatuated with the idea.
With the is he implying like the idea of this is like a present?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he'll do 300 gold.
Okay. Now, do you want something for yourself?
He blinks. I didn't even necessarily think of that. Usually when people say that, they have something in mind?
I do. I have this very beautiful pair of golden ear cuffs that look like they would fit you very well.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
He pulls them out. They are carved in what looks to be these really pretty like floral swirls. Like super dainty, very well done.
They are quite beautiful.
I'll give them to you for 25 gold.
He's eyeing him like, is this I feel like you're underselling yourself.
He absolutely is underselling himself.
Well, if you're going to give me such a beautiful piece, he kind of digs through his pack a little bit, and he goes, "You seem like someone who likes eccentric things.
Ooh, are we doing a trade?
More of a thank you, I think. And he will pull out this old scratched monocle that doesn't look very interesting, and he holds it up to their eye.
Oh, I love this.
And when he looks through it, there's like a beautiful underwater landscape that like shifts and changes and moves.
Now this is stunning. This is a little piece to step away for a moment. I think that if I clean this up, this would make a great sale, but also at the same time, it'll call to the person who needs it, just like these ear cuffs have called to you.
Mm-hmm. Alright. 25 gold then.
Yes.
Cool.
And they kind of like pat your hand as they pass over the items. They wrap up the hairpin like beautifully, like super pretty gift wrap, tied with a bow on top. Pass it to you, and then they put the ear cuffs in a really pretty like box and kind of pass that to you.
Oh, he'll just put the ear cuffs on.
Oh, save me some wrapping paper, thank you. But hold on to the box. You want to maybe put those away every now and then.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Now, travel safe. And if you find yourself back in store, make sure you shop back in.
Yeah, and then he's gonna go find a sweet shop and get chocolate-covered strawberries.
Easily. You find a sweet shop with chocolate-covered strawberries. This is
Cool.
the best place to find it. Deduct, like,
I'm gonna...
4 silver for it. Actually, it's
Cool.
really fucking expensive. Deduct a gold. This is the really expensive area.
I'm assuming these are like the most extra fancy fucking chocolate-covered strawberries.
So nice.
I also assumed I'd grab a couple extra for the crew.
Okay. Following our little circle around here, I think that Tazira was next. Tazira,
Absolutely.
where are you heading?
I am going to head and do some research, actually.
Okay, we are going to do a little bit of a research montage. So, there's a couple different places you can go here. There's the Wyvern Wing Library. There's the libraries of the Celestial Keep, the Temple District. And there's the Rosewick Hall of Records. I assume that Tazira, based on the things that you sent me, you're going to need to hit all 3 of those. And also, you're likely going to want to stop by, hold on, what did I call it? It was really cool. I was really proud of this. The Marginalia Stacks. It's a courtyard behind one of the libraries in the Celestial Keep where scribes and scholars essentially leave finished or abandoned manuscripts. So it's like essays. Like a whole bunch of random essays. Free for anybody to take.
Absolutely.
So I think that you'll probably stop through there too. All of them you can visit, no problem, and do a bit of research. So I'm going to have you roll 3, let's call this investigation checks for those 3, and then we're gonna stop and kind of zoom in as you head to the Rosewick Hall of Records.
Beautiful. May I guidance myself?
Absolutely, you can.
3. Fiddle roll. And then I will guidance. So that is a 15, a 13, and a 26.
Okay. I have noted those down. For the sake of things, I will say that you find quite a bit of information. You find like a good old Southstone history book. You find a classic Ilumelan history book on theories, and then you find an essay that kind of looks like it was written to accompany it in the essay area on theories of planes and old gods. You find another paper on the history of dream connections. You find a couple different trade route maps and a history book on traveling the sea. And then you find a couple of different, I don't want to call them history books, they're like news articles about the Uthgar barbarians.
Gotcha.
Okay. With that, we zoom in as you head to the Castle Green. One of the, like, if the Promos district that Ravasi was just in was nice, this one's nicer. This is where it is the only district that has a full separate wall. It's the center of politics, large form trade agreements, and Rosewick hosted meetings. There's lots of private residences, but there are a couple high-level restaurants and shops, but it seems that a lot of them are just places of home base, and that many of the business owners travel around and do private and home businesses. This is also where the castle is if the Rosewick family ever decides to stay in Naso. You know exactly where the Rosewick Hall of Records is, the official archive and administrative center for Rosewick affairs in Naso. You walk into the very familiar space.
One moment. Before I walk in, I would have just like stopped into a alleyway and changed into Iris.
Okay, you do so very easily. And for the sake of things, would you like to describe what that looks like as we kind of watch you shift into that?
Absolutely. So Desira takes a moment and she steps into an alleyway. The first thing she takes off is her mask. And in almost the same motion, she puts on her mouth veil, which is this very kind of cream linen that fades into a light yellow and then pink. It's very well made. There's gold chains that go up her nose as well as her forehead, and with a couple of light blue gems hanging from it, as well as a couple of sun and moon charms. And her robes that were coatl based turn into religious garb, which is also this nice cream linen that fades back down into the pale gold and to the pale yellow and pink, though it does have some black motifs near the ends of the arms. And where Tazira walks like the ground is about to swallow her, Iris walks like she is gliding above it, and like she has a steel pole soldiered to her spine. She is very upright. She holds herself almost in complete symmetry as she walks.
And as a different figure altogether almost walks out of this alleyway, it is less of an alleyway and more of just like a side street, half courtyard, as you take a moment. And we see you walk into the Hall of Records. There's a very bored-looking, like, very well-dressed human who is sitting kind of behind a desk, and she goes, "How can I help you?"
Hi there. I will connect in her head, actually not speaking out loud for any of this while I am in Iris's form.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you, and I'm so sorry to come without much of a warning, as it were, but I have a couple of topics that I'm needing to look into. I've been working on the giant problem as of late on behalf of Simona City, and I will set down actually the 50 gold pieces worth of, I would assume I would buy very fine archival paper and such and tools
Okay.
while I was out. And I will set down a couple of my inquiries. I was wondering if I would at all be able to look into this today. And alongside the list, I will slip in the symbol of the hand on top of it.
She looks like she's about to, like, ask you if you have an appointment and start listing up. Like, she starts and she goes, "Unfortunately, we are appointment-based only, and appointments have to be..." And then she sees you lay out all of these, and then her eyes widen when she sees the symbol of the hand, and she goes, "Of course, miss. I'm sure that these will be handled. Now, I don't have a scribe to do research with you, unfortunately, but I assume you know your way around if you know to come here."
To Zyra, Iris will nod. And kind of in a moment, she'll kind of smile, and no need to worry about the scribe. And I will cast Beast Transmutation on Mippet, who turns into a little tabaxi woman.
Her eyes widen, and she just goes, "Yes, ma'am." And you can tell that she's like, she doesn't get flabbergasted very often. She probably sees a lot of very important people, but it's just like this all in combination with like the you definitely are on a list of people that are allowed to bypass, and so she looks a little nervous about it. All right, be on your way, and I'm sure do you know the photocopying or the copying rules and everything? You may not take anything from, but you are welcome to copy as much as you need.
Absolutely, and thank you so much. I'll make sure everything is put back in its proper place.
She nods and looks a little like flabbergasted still as you walk by.
Beautiful.
Okay. As Iris goes through this area, go ahead and roll me another investigation check. You have imposed a Mippet, so you may have advantage.
Yippee! And I will also guidance myself if need be.
As you can.
I will guidance myself as need be.
Do you want to replace that?
Yeah, I'm going to replace that with my 15, and then... Oh, I love it when my computer dies. It only ever happens on Wednesdays. It never happens any other D&D day.
It just hates me.
It's
just me.
Apparently. I don't know what it is.
Okay. Well,
so
considering that's a 20 without a couple of things, I will say that you find lots of information on the items of your research. You managed to copy it all down with Mippet's help in this form is very assistant. Much help, much assist. And you also copy down about a couple centuries of... Is century 100? Decade. Mm-hmm. A couple decades of trade agreements and trade information. I would say that you have like a pretty mundane spell that's easy to copy some stuff.
I have mage hand and a pen, so
yeah.
I'm doing 3 hands of writing at once, one with Mippet, one with mine, and one with the mage hand.
Yeah, and you just get the sense that you should copy down all of these trade... what's it called? Records. Just trade records. And you copy down like a couple decades, almost a century of trade records. And you're starting to notice some patterns, but you think that you need to go research them a little bit more. And you gather a couple other bits of information that you assume will be very, very helpful here.
Yippee! I love nerding out!
And on your way out of the Castle Green, you do know that there is a sommelier that would have the other object of your search, if you want to stop by.
Absolutely, I will.
Okay. Are you gonna change back to Zari before you stop in, or are you gonna go as Iris?
I will go as Iris.
Okay. So you stop through the seller, who you know to be, I would say that you maybe have heard rumors of it, or you've stopped there once before as needed. It's pretty common, like it's a very common gift to give very nice wines or spirits to people. But this cellar is a shop that is located in the basement, a very, very nice basement of a very, very nice townhome of this sommelier. His name is Colm, and you see a very lovely cellar that is decorated beautifully. There's many vintages, many specialties from all different nations. There's a couple of different curated gift arrangements. You see several, it's like very typically winery decorated, so there's like barrels that are turned into tables. There does not seem to be any other patrons in there right now, and so as you walk in, he bows very graciously and says, "How may I assist you today in finding something for your palate or someone else's?"
I will give him a bow back and connect his head. Good morning, evening, that is. I hope that you're doing well. I am looking for, well, I suppose I have some questions and I am looking for a bottle. I've heard a lot of the Riven wine variety in their vineyard, but I don't know much about them. Is there a reason why they've been so popular that I've seen so far?
Yes. You see, the Rivenvine Vineyard is a vineyard that has been established since the dawn of Illume. Rumor has it the vines were brought from a distant land. They weren't originated from here. And they set up in the region that seemed the most apt for them to grow. Very mountainous region, a little bit cold, which is very good for very deep, dark reds. They like a little bit of stone and a little bit of up in the mountains. Zari's forgetting the term of being up in the mountains. It's fine.
A little bit inclined.
Elevation. Elevation. That was the term I was looking for. So they have many years of winemaking. In fact, they probably have many other years of winemaking in different lands. After all, they do seem to be elven or have some sort of elven people helping with the winemaking process. They are known for their very good reds. Lots of cabs, a couple merlots, many good blends.
And are there any other vineyards who seem to nearly rival them in some way? I'm just trying. You first. My apologies.
There is an up-and-coming vineyard that is out of the Thalor region, a little bit north. It's a colder area, so I was kind of curious to see that it's doing well with the kind of deep, dark reds that rival the Rivenvine family. But that is the Twave family.
The Twave?
Mm-hmm, correct. And I have a couple bottles of both the Rivenvine and the Twave family if you would like to taste them side by side.
Absolutely, that would be delightful.
He pours them for you, and you would notice that the Rivenvine wine is very... for those who don't know, Zari's a wine nerd. And not only is Zari a wine nerd, but she's a red wine nerd. And Sly, as my sibling, who is also part of my family, is also a wine nerd. So when she was like, my family needs to have a winery, I was like, yes.
I did this on purpose so that Zari could learn about this at least once. I am the best sibling.
You are the best sibling. So you would notice tasting them side by side, that the Rivenvine wine that he has open and that he can kind of like give you to taste is very, what I would say, consistent. So they have a lot of very full-bodied berry reds, and they are very dry. They make your tongue super dry. They have a ton of tannin, and they have just like a little bit of tobacco twang on the back end, almost like you can taste the rock in it. And then the wine that's coming out of Thalor is a little bit more light-bodied. It looks like it's trying, but it doesn't, it's very inconsistent. You have one that's like very much a rival for it that you would say like this is the closest. And then you have about two that you try like a couple sips of. And he does provide you a spitting bucket, which is very typical in tasting wine if you do not want to get drunk, but you want to actually taste it. And he provides you crackers and he provides you water. Like you get like the full experience. But a couple of them are very light-bodied, a little bit closer to Pinot Noir, and are just not as... Like, you can tell that there's years of experience behind the Rivenvine, and you can tell that the up-and-coming winery is the closest thing to rival them with the one specific wine, but, like, they haven't quite figured it out with the other grape varietals.
I will buy 2 bottles of that one specific wine.
Okay, it's a Cabernet from the Touet family.
Beautiful.
And as as he's like doing this, he talks to you and he says, so the Toy family actually does take tourists to speak. You can go there, you can taste their wines, you can see the winemaking process. But the Rivenvine family has owned the land since Sailstone was created. They are one of the lords of Sailstone after all. But no one goes up to the castle where the wine is made, and no one visits the vineyards ever. And I've even heard rumors that they're vampires, but I don't believe that myself.
I will kind of raise my eyebrows in a I'm smiling, but you can't see my mouth right now kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who knows? Maybe I'll get lucky and be able to see the Rivenvine's vinery one day.
Maybe you will. And I mean, if you do, I would absolutely take a case or two of wine, although I get shipments regularly.
Absolutely. And your name, my dear?
Oh, of course, I'm so sorry I did not introduce myself. My name is Colm. Colm Reeve.
Very nice to meet you, Comreve. My name is Iris. It's been a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Of course, if there's anything else you're looking for, if you would like a cheese to go with that wine, or a couple Marian rums, I have a few that are exceptional age, or I do have an Egan rice wine as well.
I will take the cheese that he recommends alongside it.
Okay, he offers a very delicious goat cheese.
Beautiful. And how much will this run me in total?
It will, if you're just getting one bottle, he'll throw the cheese in as a present, and it'll be about 50 gold.
I will buy 2 bottles.
Okay, it'll be about 100 gold.
Beautiful. Alrighty. And that is all I need from the winery.
Okay. I think we bop back over to Komori, who has wandered her way through to the... Are you heading back to fight Izzy?
I think she would be at this point, because she's like, well, I got these sort of bracers now, so might as well put them to the test, because that was kind of the big thing she was aiming for, was sparring with Izzy.
I think that you head back and we just see you in this, like, what looks to be a room in the gym. There's mirrors all along the wall. It seems to be like a private room. You do see that there's like a couple people who are curiously watching as they walk by the kind of glass walls, as you and Izzy are gearing up. She does have a large sword that is set off to the side, but she wraps her wrists and looks like she's like ready to fist fight you. And you get crouched and go for it. So go ahead and roll me, let's say 3 athletics checks.
Okay. Please hold. Okay. First one. Oh. Nope, not a fan of that. It's fine.
If you want to rage for this, you can and have advantage.
You know what? Nothing venture, nothing gain. Let's go. So, Komori's going to rage.
Okay, 26 for your first one.
Okay, that absolutely much better. Okay.
Okay, roll your second. Cool, 26 for your second. Roll your third. Natural 20 for your third. Okay, so you are fighting with her, and you can definitely tell that her age is taking a toll, but she's smart. While she doesn't necessarily overpower you in strength, she definitely has the knowledge. And it's like, at one point she knocks one of your arms completely dead and you're fighting one-armed. At one point she sweeps a leg and you like see stars for just a second, but you do feel like you're holding your own. And after a bit you feel yourself lagging. You're doing well, you're killing it, and she seems very impressed with you, but you're kind of sitting down and she hands you a bottle of water and she just says, I see that you're really good at fighting hard and fast, but it does seem that you lack a bit of stamina. What happens when you fight waves of enemies or a creature that takes longer to defeat? If your party relies on you to be the wall, you need to last longer. Your determination and rage are admirable, and you are very skilled, but remember to center yourself in battle and pace yourself when needed. There's a time to push, and a time to hold on to your energy. Read it, and in the meantime, strengthen what you lack. Yes?
You know, honestly, that kind of sounds about right.
Now, let me show you a breathing technique I used to steel myself in battle. And with that, she's going to teach you how to use second wind, as Komori is taking a level in fighter. Mhm.
Yeah, y'all expected another barbarian level. Nope.
I wonder what kind of fighter she's gonna end up being. Ooh.
Depending on how things go, second level dip for action surge, smash and bash.
Ah. Fun.
Okay. I think we bop back over to Nyx. Nyx, is there any other things that you want to explore in the city, or are you heading back to the tavern?
Nope. I will go back to the tavern and just hang
Okay. I think after a bit, one of the bartenders behind,
around with those crazy tavern folk.
Oh, sorry, I guess I bipped out for a second. After a bit, one of the bartenders from behind comes over to you, and she seems to be like a young human woman in her 20s. And she just says, "Hi, I'm Cecilia. What's your name?"
No thanks.
No? What do you mean no?
You should leave me alone.
Why is that?
I tend to spontaneously combust when people annoy me.
Oh, that's okay. I know how to deal with spontaneous combustion.
I will just turn my chair around.
Oh. See, I was gonna invite you to come play Kobold's Knuckles with us over there.
Literally, I'm okay.
You don't want to come gamble?
Do I look like a gambler?
Sometimes it's fun to explore new things and see new things in different cities.
Yeah, maybe if you're some kind of freak, but I'm okay sitting here drinking my beers.
Okay, I see how it is. Well, have fun being a nerd in the corner, and she'll walk away.
Whatever, think I'm gonna let some skank take my money?
Oh, honey, I was already taking your money anyway. Who do you think gets paid for those beers?
Thank you for your ownership of this fine establishment, and I will cheers to her.
You're very welcome. I've been owning this bar and running it for about 40 years now.
Okay, well, I'm sure your friends really miss you over there. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. One of the, random, guild members lean over and go, "Dude, you shouldn't piss off Cecilia. She's probably the scariest and one of the 6-star members here."
The only word that meant anything to me was scary, and I don't care.
Okay. She's like one of the most powerful that very rarely gets sent out on missions, but when she does, they are crazy.
Okay, I still don't care. Why is everyone talking to me?
Okay. And he, coughs and goes back to his drink. Okay. And we fade away from Nyx, and I think, this is about the moment where evening is beginning to fall over the city. Most of you, I think everybody has done all the shopping that they wanted to do, am I correct?
I just need to go pick up the anchor charm.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And so I think what we do is we begin to see a scene of Komori. For the sake of things, you eventually finish your workout. You go shower and sit in the spa for a bit, and you find Nyx and go have dinner with Nyx in the tavern.
Yay.
It's very lovely. You can gamble if you want. There seems to be people playing games. etc., etc. To Zyra, you come back with all of your goods and head to the library. The librarian Lillian is hanging out, and after a bit she does dip and goes to hang out with her family, but she lets you stay in here. She often does, and she will pass you a letter.
Thank you very much.
And
You first.
you see a letter from your family that essentially just says, like, hi, we miss you. We hope things are going well in your studies. We'd like to know how things are. If you would like to send us any of your works. Are you looking at coming home for your birthday? You're welcome to bring friends. Type thing.
Tazira takes out a piece of paper and she takes a pen to it, lifts it up. I gotta go pray about that first. Anyways.
And we see her shove that away, bury it for a moment, and start to lay out all of her notes from today to study them all. Ravasi, you have picked up your item, and you had mentioned that you wanted to find a bar or some sort of thing along those lines?
Yes.
Okay, so you have a couple of options. You have a bar that is in kind of the, like, you ask around and there's a couple different options. There are hundreds of places. Let me find my notes here.
I don't think he's gonna be too picky.
They would tell you that if you want to, like, really party, the best place to go and the biggest place is the Gilded Wheel in Promo Square. That's, like, for lack of better terms, it's essentially like going to a, gambling hall. What are they called? The places where you go gamble.
Casino?
Casino, thank you.
Casino.
My brain just short-circuited. It's a Marian-style casino. They would also tell you that there's a kind of more seedy tavern called the Crow and Candle in Little Corner, which is the, like, kind of seedy area. Or you would hear through conversation and such that if you hear people talking about how, oh, the Duskwall Club in the Castle Green, like, I've been wanting to go there. I hear that the food is the most amazing thing, but only nobles get in there. And it's like, invite only if you aren't noble.
Fuck yeah, he's going to the Castle Green.
Okay. Roll me another perception check from that conversation that you kind of overhear.
Perception, not great. 15.
Okay. With a 15, actually, I'm gonna say that you don't overhear this here. You go to the Castle Green, and by asking around, you manage to find the Duskwall Club. They do inform you, so putting this into terms, this is a country club. You need to either A, have a membership, or be so high on the social ladder that you don't need a membership. So you're gonna need to flaunt some shit to get in here.
I think when he, like, leans down to the reception desk, he has, like, slid on his family signet ring on his pinky and done, like, the... Oh. Good. I
Sorry.
heard my audio.
I'm sorry. Go
No
on.
worries. And does the, like, leans down just a touch condescendingly, puts his chin on his fist, so, like, the signet ring that's really fucking obvious is, like, displayed, and he's like, hello. Now, what can a man like me do to enjoy some fine food and drink here? And he just smiles very brilliantly.
Oh, and you see a very, like, flustered, human girl, as she kind of, like, looks over the list. and like looks over another list, and she goes, hold on one second. And she like runs off, and she gets an older looking man who comes forward, a half elf, and he goes, "Hi, it is so lovely to make your acquaintance. I hear that a member of the Rivenvine family is here to enjoy a beverage and some of our entertainment."
Yes, of course.
Oh, well, it's so lovely to meet you. If you wouldn't mind giving me your name so I can sign you into our book.
Yes, you may call me Ravasi.
Oh, Ravasi.
Actually, no, he wouldn't say that. You can call me Revase.
Revase, it is so nice to make your acquaintance. Oh, you see, I am the main proprietor of hold on, I'm in the wrong thing, and I was struggling. I was like, why can't I find it? The Duskwell Club. My name is the head steward, Rains, and we would love to host you while you are here in town. So,
Oh, that's quite generous of you. Most welcoming.
There is fine dining, several card rooms. I do have a couple meeting chambers if you were meeting with anybody while you were here. And I do have a wine list that boasts several wines from your family, as well as a couple others that you may enjoy. But for now, if you would like a meal and some drink and some cards, I do have a kind of private table.
And say, what kind of entertainment do you have?
Oh, mainly card tables, but if you would like a companion, I can arrange that for you as well.
That'd be lovely.
Here, let me go get you seated, and I can take your preferred companionship.
I'm not picky. And he smiles again.
All right.
Actually, I am a little picky. Discretion.
Then I know just the person. They don't often work here. They work at a couple different places, but mainly private home calls, if that makes sense. And so you are led to kind of what looks to be like a private space, booth. You are waited on, fed like delicious food, get a beautiful bottle of wine, and after a little bit, I think it's a very beautiful, half-elven woman comes to the table, and she introduces herself as Air. She has very pretty blonde hair arranged in a bunch of different braids that all come together in one really big braid, and she's wearing a really, really pretty blue dress that hugs her body in all the right ways. And she sits down with you, pours you wine, you begin to chatter. And I think with this, we cut away as Tazira is pouring over all of the different pages, and you're kind of cutting in between Tazira, and you're looking very specifically at the Book of Lords of Southstone. And you are reading, and you see that on the page that describes the Rivenvine family, that they were here and they were in Southstone before the original king of Southstone was there. That they colonized the area before the areas of Ilumelan were split up into countries, and that the lord, or the king of Southstone, essentially had to work it out with them that they maintain their lands. There's some, like, things written down in the books as you're reading. You get the vibe that the Rivenvine family, specifically a name you don't recognize, you get the sense that he's Ravasi's uncle. That Ravasi's uncle was strong-armed the king into letting him keep the land that he claimed, And because of that, he was rewarded with a lordship, because in order to own land in Southstone, you need to be a lord. One of the pentacles. Lords of the Pentacle. And there's like a couple notes about them being very unambitious, and they just wanted to rule the land that they colonized, and that they promised that they would make the best wine. And because of that, they were allowed to keep their land, with kind of like a threat of like, hey, if you rise up against us, we might have to combat you type energy. You also get the sense in this like history book of Southstone that you're reading that the Rivenvine family does not do much other than just get in information, put out wine. And that's like honestly what they are there for. And that they don't come very often to, like, a lot of the lords will come to Bixen, the capital, during the winter for quote-unquote the season, so that they are able to talk politics, make connections, etc. when there's not much going on in their lands, but the Rivenvine family does not, and that they only show up when mandated. So very, very secluded. You also would read that the uncle passed away about 150 years ago.
And Ravasi's like 250, right?
I think so. Sly?
Yeah, he's about like I think he's like 208, 209.
Gotcha.
So he would have been like 59-ish, 58-ish when his uncle passed away.
Correct.
And he said that he was the oldest. And actually, I would say that you would also get a list of the siblings.
Ooh.
Hold on, let me scroll up and see all their names. I knew this information was in here.
That's why I put it there.
Where is it? I don't know where you named them. I'm not finding it. Oh, I found it. So you would know that Ravasi is the eldest. That a little bit after is Alienor, spelled Alienor.
Gotcha.
And then a bit, so it seems like they spaced out their kids, I would say about 25 years. So everything feels very deliberate and planned. It's like almost exactly 25 years on the dot. So Alienor, and then Lysandra,
Gotcha.
and then Aruthan.
And question, did the uncle ever have any children?
No, he did not. And so when he passed away, the title of Lord went to his brother-in-law. So it seems like he was related to Ravasi's mother.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Alrighty, thank you.
Okay. I think we cut back over now as Ravasi is whining and dining, eating great food, having an amazing conversation with Air. She is like doing the hand on the arm thing and chitter chattering, pouring you drinks, making sure that you're enjoying yourself. You're watching the music. I think after a bit she like disappears and reappears with like a deck of cards, and you're like half playing a card game at the table for a while.
Yeah, he's probably been like chit-chatting and flirting all night. And at some point he's like, so I was told that you often go to other places as well. How well known are you across this city? I'm quite new here.
Oh, I do home calls pretty frequently, actually. Some in the Promo Square, some in the Castle Green. I wouldn't say I'm not one of the most well-known. That's why I still work here as well. There are a couple companions who are very well-known to the point that they have their clientele, and their clientele are it. I'm not one of those, but I do frequent this place, and I do home calls as well. But I get the sense that for the people that I frequent, that I'm not the only one who does home calls for them.
I see.
I mean, if you're interested in a home call, I do in calls too. And she like leans forward. Now, granted, the deal is I'm a contractor, so like what you pay here is for my time here. So if you want additional time, that would be to me.
I see. And then he kind of like laughs a little bit, and he's like, "You've been just incredibly lovely. And I mean, my home call is a little far, but I mean," and then he smiles at her. I mean, I feel like though having a home call back at my home, it's quite a far journey, but I feel like the notoriety would be quite nice.
Oh, are you talking about your home in Salston?
He smiles.
I haven't been there before.
He lays down a platinum.
It would be very expensive for me to travel there. Would I be traveling with you?
Unfortunately, no, but, again, no pressure, just my, I just know my family would absolutely love to see you.
Oh.
You seem quite wonderful.
Oh. Well, thank you. I mean, I don't know that I would be... Okay. How about we just spend tonight together first, and then if you decide that you would like to make a more permanent arrangement, we could discuss that in the morning.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I think I was being a bit too forward. Of course, of course.
All right. And she like nods. You get the sense, essentially, you were just like saying, hey, you want to travel to my house permanently?
Oh, not permanently. He was trying to pull like you seem really awesome. I think you should travel to my house, and then like that would give you notoriety when you come back here.
Got it. Okay. It would be a really great place for notoriety, but I'm a little attached to Naso, but I wouldn't mind doing a travel visit.
Of course, of course. I will be going back home at some point, so I could always see if we could schedule a meetup there. I mean, of course, after tonight.
Yes, I can give you a way to contact me, and you can write to me.
Of course. And that's, of course, only if I'm satisfactory as well. And he smiles again.
Oh, I'm sure you will be. You seem very nice and very lovely. Would you like to stay here for a little bit longer, or would you like to... Do you want to have my companionship for the evening as well?
I would love to have your companionship for the evening.
Oh, what inn are you staying at?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay. Well, I know of a really good one in the Promos district. It's very nice, unless you would rather... There's not very many inns here in the Castle district, unfortunately. Usually people are staying here. They're staying at one of the different places. But there is the... Hold on. Sorry, can't find it.
Well, he's gonna kind of, like, not stop her, but be like, hello?
I'm here.
Okay, cool. My headphones were just weird for a second. He's gonna kind of not like the, like, shush her or anything, but kind of do, like, the, well, we could always wander a bit and see where the night takes us.
Oh, maybe get a drink on the way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ravasi, I will say that while you're here and listening and while you're chit-chatting with Air, if you wanted to listen for any rumors, I was going to carry on that 15 perception check. And you hear rumors about a couple of things. You hear rumors about the benefit of the Hill Giants being taken care of and disbanded for Rosewick, and that it's kind of open trade back up and that it's done well there. You also hear a rumor of a group of people who seems to be very proficient at fighting giants, who has been kind of going all over the northern part of the plateau. Yes, you were hearing rumors about your... I wonder who that could be. And then you also hear rumors about nobles going missing in Naso, specifically like noble men who go out partying. And one of it's like you kind of hear the rumor from the next booth over, and one of them snorts and just say, they're probably holed up with a mistress somewhere for a couple nights, nothing to worry about. And then the other guy's like, yes, but so many of them have been disappearing. It's about 4 now that have been reported missing. So those are kind of the rumors that you hear in this area as we're going through this scene. And I think that we see Ravasi and Air kind of stumble out of this club, walking arm in arm as you go out into the cool evening air. I think we're going to cut back over to Tazira for a minute. So, Tazira, you're now going through the about a century worth of trade things, and documents and exchanges and like all of the various, it's just records upon records upon records. Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check.
Absolutely. Let me just double check if I'm able to guidance this. Let me read the wording of the spell. An ability check, yes. That is an ability.
That it is.
15?
If you want Mippet to help you, you could have advantage.
Absolutely. 23.
Okay. With a 23, you notice a couple of things that are interesting. You notice that every couple of months, an exchange of a report of golden yeast goes into the Rivenvine the Rivenvine region. And you see it so often that it starts to burn in the back of your head and you go, what the heck is that? And you know that yeast is a winemaking thing, but you've never heard of golden yeast. And you're sitting in a library, so you go naturally look it up, no problem. Golden yeast doesn't exist.
Oh.
And as you're thinking about that, you're like, that might be code for something else. They're getting shipments of something else in. And as you're kind of thinking about that and going through the agreements now better with a fine-tooth comb, you see something else that pops up. Every so often you see an order for prosciutto, which is a type of really fancy meat. Except the order for prosciutto is like a metric crap ton of prosciutto, supposedly, and it's an astronomical amount of money. Way more than what normal prosciutto costs would be. And you're thinking that through, and something is just not sticking in your brain. You're also seeing information about a lot of traders who come through who seem to go and don't trade with the rest of Sailstone at all. They only go to trade with the Rivenvine family. And it's interesting. They stay for about a couple of weeks and then they leave. And they don't seem to be very well-known traders. They say that they are, but they are not. And you're starting to pull this information together, and you're wondering if this golden yeast is something else. and you're wondering if this prosciutto is something else.
I see tax evasion at best.
Correct.
This is tax evasion.
Correct. I think we cut back to
What was
Ravasi.
coming out of your mouth?
I think we cut back to Ravasi. You're walking arm in arm with this very charming half-elven woman. And she's kind of stumbling a little bit. She seems to... The wine seems to have been a little bit too strong for her. I think you poured an extra glass at the end of, like, a very thick ice wine that she wasn't expecting to be as high of an alcohol content as it was. Her words are slurring a bit as you guys stumble into the still boppin' Promos Square. There's hundreds of people out on the streets. You see a whole bunch of people who are still partying in the casino. And you kind of are giggling together, and you manage to find a space where she's like, okay, I need a second, let's step over here. And she kind of like leads you into a space, and she's like leaning against you, giggling, and then she like leans in and kisses you fully, and you notice that there's nobody around.
Yeah. He will kiss her back. And while he's kissing her, he's gonna say, he's gonna do like the very... He's gonna kind of like kiss her and be like, so, have you had anyone that is good of a kisser as I?
Oh, definitely not. And you can tell that, like, very easily, you can tell that, like, she says that to everybody.
Yeah. And if you were to say someone could match even close, what would his name be?
Oh, I don't know. I went... You?
He's trying to look for... With the rumors he heard, he kind of wants to switch what his initial plan was. He's looking for the name of a nobleman.
If you walk with her for a little bit more, she'll tell you, I am pretty good friends with Lord Arton Rossio, but I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh no! What do you think happened?
I don't know. I know that he parties around here sometimes, but I haven't seen him in a couple of days, and he hasn't called for me. But Lord Rosolio sometimes gets like that, and you can tell that she's, like, genuinely worried. It seems that this was, like, a regular of hers.
Okay, now Sly is really curious. Don't give me a mystery. We're only supposed to be here for a day. Well, if you seem quite worried, and I mean, and he'll give her a look of concern. I mean, would you want to go look? I know we're supposed to enjoy our night, but I'm a bit of an adventurer of sorts, and I wouldn't want to, if you'd want to take some time to look around, maybe to ease your mind?
Okay, yeah, that would be really sweet, thank you. I know he sometimes likes to go to this very hidden hookah bar. It's kind of down here. It's a little bit of a less in the area place, but like it's nice. And she like starts leading you that way.
Yeah.
And after a couple minutes of walking, you're kind of like in the outskirts of Promos Square. Things have started to quiet down a little bit. There's less people on the streets. You get lost a couple of times. She's very giggly and very drunk at this point.
Yeah, you can switch back to Desire right now if you want.
I I don't think I have much mouse for Chizira.
Okay.
So if we would like to finish your vignette.
Okay. Hmm. All right. I think he is going to. I think he's gonna kind of try to like find like the hookah bar, and like kind of let her look around, right?
Mm-hmm.
He'll stay kind of outside though.
Yeah, she kind of like walks up. She doesn't seem to know the people very well there. She like asks a bit, and then she kind of turns her head and comes back to you and just says, they didn't know much, but here, look, they handed me a roadie, and she like hands you a drink in like a glass and as you guys like continue to walk. They haven't seen him for like a week, but it's okay. Do you want to go find an inn?
Of course, of course.
Okay. Well, I know a shortcut down here, and she'll like kind of lead you a little bit further down.
Yeah, he'll take the shortcut.
I've been really enjoying our time together. You're very sweet, and I would maybe consider coming to visit for a bit. It would be a pretty, long trip, but I think it would be very fun.
Yes, it would be. Well, he's gonna, kind of like an alleyway that they're in, he's gonna turn and, kiss her.
She kisses you back.
And, while he kisses her, he's going to cast a charm person on her.
Easily enough. She rolls a 2 on the die. Okay, I'm good. But she is...
And he kisses her. Yeah.
She's...
he smiles and looks at her and then kisses her harder and goes, I really need you to be as quiet as possible, okay?
And she giggles and she goes, okay.
And he holds her tight and he casts Shocking Grasp on her.
She is a commoner. And I think with that, it is very easy. And you feel her stiffen up fully. You clasp a hand over her mouth and you feel her shake in your arms. And go completely limp. And you feel the familiar tug.
Family really would have loved you.
And we watch as Ravasi straightens his clothes, staring at her for a moment.
I think...
Go ahead.
And then he goes, oh shit. It always happens. I really do think my family would have liked you, but I think this is less cruel this way. And then he is going to very carefully lay her down and with the roadie in hand, tip it so it sloshes on her.
Mm-hmm.
And then he is going to take a peek, and then he is going to Misty Step his self away.
All right. Easy enough. There is no one around as it is very late.
Mhm.
To Zyra, we fade back to you for a moment. Go ahead and make me one more intelligence check. Or insight. I will allow either.
I will do insight, and because of my new mark, I think as this happens, Desire is just flipping the page. Can I take advantage from it?
Yes.
Beautiful. As she's flipping the page, just a couple of freckles on her arm just kind of shimmer as I am able to add a D4 from my new feat from it with my
Okay.
mark of detection.
Ooh.
And I could also add one from guidance.
Okay.
So that is a casual 26.
Cool. With a casual 26, you think back to what the crow said. Bodies. Meat. You think back to the vampire rumors. You think back to the information you know of Ravasi about his uncle disappearing or dying, passing away, about how they don't come, they don't visit, they just are lords of their land. And you look down at your almost a century of trade records and golden yeast prosciutto. Golden yeast prosciutto, and you're looking at the weight of the prosciutto. The weight is about the same as a person, and the money's a lot. Too much. And you think to your brief glimpse in that one dream of a gem encrusted knife.
Mm. Oy vey. Taziro will swallow hard. She is going to start a new chapter in one of her books, in the Problems chapter, and write down the Rivenvine conspiracy.
I think with that, we span away for a moment back to Komori and Nyx having a good old time in Wyvern Wing Tavern. You guys are enjoying some beverages. Komori, if you wanted to go gamble, you absolutely could have for a little bit. And after a bit, as you guys are enjoying your evening before you're about to retire, you see the doors kind of burst open, and you see a very concerned looking fire genasi who's kind of she's a little bit beefier. She's got some muscle on her, looks to be some sort of monk or fighter, and has her arms wrapped around a very interesting looking human man who's shivering and covered in slime. And she kind of calls out and she goes, Cecilia, we got a problem. Lord Arton Rossolio just washed up outside the river and he's not doing so good. And he croaks out water, and she like pulls out a flask and like dumps it over his head. And he looks to like get a little bit better, and she goes, he seems to need water every like couple of minutes. It's really weird. Do you know if... And she's like walking him closer, and like everybody like looks around a little bit, and Cecilia's like, oh my goodness, and rushing towards him. And the woman goes, he's a lord, I'm pretty sure, but do you know where there's any healers here, or if, hold on, Zari's trying to find the name of the main healer. Oh, Doran. She's like, I think Doran went to bed, but maybe we could get him up because this seems a little bit different. And Komori, as you like watch him walk by, his skin is like pallid, and he like looks over at you and he looks like he's dying. And I think with that, this is where we are going to end tonight's session.
Oh.
Jesus Christ.
It ended up being a little bit of a darker
Ravasi,
one.
What the fuck, Ravasi? trying to pull a Dexter out here, Ravasi, almost.
Hey! He's just doing what he does best.
That's not how a twink operates.
Hey, y'all called him a twink. He didn't call himself one.
That's-
Okay. But anyway.
Twink is what twink does, but damn.
Yup. Okay, well, if you are with us on Twitch, please stick around for a couple of moments. If you're with us on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I know this is not your typical shopping episode, but I hope you enjoyed it still. And we will see you next time to follow up on a couple of these leads. So leave a like, comment, subscribe. Check out the links in the description. We'll catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.